so much for joining me. Welcome back to my channel from a very, very hot America. Georgia is running in the 90s at the moment, so I'm having to run my air conditioning. I apologise for that, but it's just too hot to do this video without any air conditioning, believe me. It's sweltering out there. In fact, we've introduced a sprinkler system for the horses. So I've got a sprinkler that's on the other side of the fence that kind of sprinkles over, so if the horses find that they're too hot and they want to cool down, they can stand under the sprinkler system because it is just vile out there at the moment. So yeah, I have done 7,730 stitches, which is good, which is really, really good for me. It's been a bit of an up and down month with certain things, and I'll explain at the end of the video. So I've got some haul. Haven't got a huge amount of haul, but I do have some haul. I have finally had my fabric come in that I ordered like 2 years ago, which is bizarre, but it's in now, which is fantastic. And I've got a few other things to show you as well. Talking about fabric, where is it? Okay, there it is. Right, so as always, I usually do my haul first. I haven't got a huge amount of haul, but I've got a little bit, so let's get started with that. So as I explained earlier, I have finally had my fabric come in from Half Moon Stitchery, something like that. And you know, in all fairness to the owner of the shop, it wasn't her fault. I think the lady who owns Whole Stitch Designs is really, really struggling with the amount of work she's got to do, because as you can appreciate, 123 Stitch gets everything from her. Did I say Pole Stitch Design? That's not what I meant. I will never buy from Pole Stitch Design. I meant Picture This Plus. My mistake. So Picture This Plus. So the lady that owns Picture This Plus is, she's got a hell of a lot of work. Loads and loads of fabrics to dye. She does, you know, 123 Stitch, and as we all know, you know, we all buy from 123 Stitch. So anyway, so I got a 28 count crystal sprite. So 123 Stitch does sprite, but they only do non-sparkle, and I really, really, really wanted sparkle. So this is for one of my fancy ladies who is what was it? Can't remember what her name is now. It's a Mirabilia. Roses of Provence, that's what her name is, or that's what the name of the pattern is. So this is the fabric I got. It's a very slight pink, which I love, a slight bit of mottling, absolutely beautiful. It is sparkly. I don't know if you can see that. This light's not very good. And I got this in size 27 by 36, and it's a 28 count Lugana. So yeah, I'm super excited for having that in now, which is fantastic. It just means that I can, I have everything for my fancy lady. I literally have everything, including all of the beads, which is something that I have never actually done yet. I haven't done any beading, so I mean that's going to be a little bit difficult in itself, but hey ho. So I got my fabric, which is grand. I also, and this is a bit of an odd one, I also received, finally, well actually not finally, it didn't take a long time to get here, it took like 10 days, from Silks For You, this beautiful, beautiful silk that I was going to use on one of my projects, which I am now no longer using on one of my projects, but I'm sure I will find something that I can use this for, so it's not all going to go to waste. It's absolutely beautiful. There's supposed to be sort of a slight variegation in it. I can't really see much, but it's like a, I guess it's more of like a 415 colour, but it's silk and it's absolutely beautiful. So I will use this. I promise you, I will use it on something. But the project in question, which I will discuss more about when it comes up, when I show you, I will explain why I'm not using it. But yeah, there is a very good reason. The next thing I bought, I haven't bought any patterns. I've kind of decided that I've got enough patterns. I did, however, buy, hang on, let me just sort my microphone out. Some notebooks. Now, I bought these two notebooks from Amazon. So this one is, as we all know, a stitch in time, and it's kind of magnetic, opens up, and it's just lined, just normal lined paper. And this one is no different. It's exactly the same. Again, it's magnetic, but this one is the Treasure Hunt bookshelf. Treasure Hunt bookshelf. Again, just lined paper. So, the reason I bought these, and it's quite interesting actually, because I use these books. These are books that I get from Walmart. They're like $6, and this is what I actually sort out all of my stitching with. So when I do my whip go board, or when I get my whip go numbers, then I will sort out in the month what I am going to be working on. So this month was number 18 and 24. So sorry, August is number 18 and 24. July, however, is still in my old book, and I've gone into the new one. And I didn't realise actually that, I mean, you can't see it. My writing is super small, super small. So I have the day and the date and what I'm going to be working on for that time. So everything is split out in days. But as I've already got this one, I might as well use it. So I'm probably going to wait until I've run out this book to then go into those other notebooks. But I loved those notebooks. I literally was just searching for notebooks, and it literally just came up, and I couldn't believe it. I had no idea that, though, I mean, oh my God, they're amazing. I had no idea that they were even available. So they're from Amazon. Amazon, can you believe it? So that's great. What else did I buy? Yeah, okay, so this was another buy. So when I realised that my Silks for You thread wasn't going to work out, because it was actually, it wasn't too thick. It wasn't on the thick side, but when I explain to you why I can't use it in a minute, when it comes up on one of my projects, I'll explain more. So I went to Joanne, and Joanne Fabrics, and I bought this, and it's number 415, which I thought actually was the closest colour to the Silks for You, which, you know, it kind of is, you know, really is almost pretty much bang on. And as long as it was kind of like a silvery colour, I wasn't really too worried about it. I wanted it dark enough that it was going to stand out, but I didn't want it too dark, and I didn't want it too light that it was just going to be absorbed by my fabric. So I bought this. It's a pearl cotton DMC, and funnily enough, I never use DMC, but this is kind of woven slightly differently, and the reason I'll explain the reason I bought it when we go and see the pattern. But this didn't work either. So this was kind of a buy that I kind of went into, and that was also too thick, believe it or not. So honestly, I've had a mare with this project. So I tell you what, that's pretty much everything for the haul. This month's whip go was 9, 13 and 21. So 13 was a free space, and so I took what was on my whip go board, and I decided that I was going to double up on some of my whip goes. So they were the numbers for this for July, and I'm just going to get into whilst we're like hot with what I'm discussing, let me get into the pattern that I'm talking about. So this is the one that I said to you last month that I bought, 1 down 3 across long dog sampler, and this is the one that you won't see in the generic website area. You have to go into like other stuff, and I absolutely love it. I showed you my fabric last month. It came out perfect, like perfect colour. Obviously I haven't got anything to show you from last month, but okay. So this was a 32 count that I dyed, and let me tell you, I don't think it is a 32 count anymore. Look at that. Is that not stunning? That is just beautiful, isn't it? However, this is CXC number 415. CXC 415. I love that you can see the sparkle on this, which is fantastic. I did, what did I do on this? 877 stitches. I know it doesn't seem like that much, but I did. But that's how my fabrics come out. Isn't that stunning? Isn't that just like a beautiful, beautiful colour? I love it. I absolutely love it. So that's come out really nice. So this is perfect. This is just the amount of light and dark that I wanted. I didn't want it to be too dark because it took away from the fabric. I didn't want it to be too light because I didn't want it to kind of dilute into the fabric. So 415 CXC seemed to be the perfect, and I'm doing it 32 count 2/2. Wow, it's probably more like 36 count because the pearl cotton, even 1/1, I think was really too, yeah, because I was going to do that 1/2, sorry. So I was going to use the pearl cotton 1/2, and even this was too thick. So I know that this is not, and it hasn't ended up being 32 count. It's more like 36 or even 38. And then obviously the Silks for You I can't use because it's slightly thicker than CXC, and gives really good coverage on, you know, 28 counts and 32 counts generically. But when you dye your own fabric and you put it in hot water, it shrinks the fabric. So that's what happened. That's what happened. I'm slightly shrunk, but it's okay. It's okay. No drama. I'm sure it will come out lovely just the same. And yeah, so that's kind of what happened with that. A little bit of a shock, I must admit, but it is what it is. Right, how am I going to do this? I'm going to do it between like what I've got here and kind of what I've got there, and what's easy to get onto my table. So the next one I worked on was Rise of the Witches by Lisa Parker. Yes, I've still got that nutty bird. He's now got a girlfriend, which is super cute. I put out feeds and I see him feeding her, so he'll bring food to her. It's just so cute. But he's around, and when he runs out of food, he goes mental at my window. He's like bang, 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 like I've got no food, bang, 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 bang. So I know when he's run out because he's literally on point, smacking my window. And I've got a feeling we're kind of there now. He's a bit of a gannet, if I'm honest. So that tapping is my bird still. So yeah, I probably do need to go and get him some food. Hey ho, he can wait. He can wait. So Rise of the Witches. This is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Lisa Parker, as I said. I'm doing this one on 20 counts 1/1. This came off my Whip Go. I did 598 stitches. I think I only had to do 500 stitches on this one. 598 stitches. This is where you saw it last month. And this is where we are now. So we are getting there. I think I worked on mainly this area in here. Can't remember if I did any up there, but I think I was just filling the blanks in this area and then kind of working sort of in this area. But I absolutely love this one. I love working on it. I love the colours. It's an absolute delight. 20 count 1/1. Just gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. On easy counts, using CXC threads, all the called for colours. So yeah, I don't know what's happened there. I think the magnet has come off my needle minder. Magnet's come off my needle minder, and it's decided that it's just gonna like get itself tied up, but that's fine. So yeah, 20 counts 1/1. Look at the coverage. I love the coverage with 20 count 1/1 with CXC, and also there's no bulk to it. Let me see if I can get you close. There is just no bulk. It's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely love working on 20 count 1/1. I've just realised I think there is a project that I don't have. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, I am back. So yeah, there was a project that for some reason I didn't get it out of my stash. But it's a project that I worked on this month, and that is Blue Rhapsody, and this is by Rosewood Manor. I love this piece, and this is one that I'm doing a kind of a semi-sal with Lindsay at Cat Fur and Cross Stitch. She gave me great ideas for this. I originally started doing this in a different variegated thread, which I actually really didn't like. Excuse me, I didn't like how it was coming out, so I decided that I was going to switch it. And the colours that she went for, which I completely and utterly copied, are Delft Blue, which is this kind of light variegated blue colour here. And this one, I think it's like Blue Jeans. So there is a very slight difference in the colours, as you can see. One slightly darker, one slightly lighter. And it's slightly variegated, which is beautiful. And this is the colours. These are the colours that I decided to go with. Now, I mean, she has chosen really well. Look at those gorgeous, they're gorgeous. So the fabric, and I actually had quite a lot of this anyway, the fabric that she chose for it to go on, which I also really love, because it's kind of it's got a slight grey tinge to it, but it's not so grey that it kind of takes away from anything. And actually my autumn, which you'll see shortly, is also done on the same colour fabric, and it's exactly the same. It's actually exactly the same fabric. It's the same stitch count and everything. So there is something to see last month, but not on the same fabric. So it's a completely separate, different project, and I kind of discarded that. I just decided I didn't like it. So this was done on. This one is done on 32 counts. What is it? Silvery Moon? A Silvery Moon, I think. It was bought from 123 Stitch. It is 32 count, and I'm doing it 2/2. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And look how beautiful the fabric looks with those blues. I mean, the butterfly, it's just, you know, you get the variegation there with the different colours, but it's not like in your face. It's very subtle, really, really subtle, and I absolutely love that. Love it, love it, love it. Just beautiful. I think the slight grey fabric, I think it really makes the floss pop. Really, really does make the floss pop in colour. So yeah, absolutely gorgeous. I just realised I'm missing a gem out of my needle minder. Got a lovely little needle minder there, and I think I'm missing a gem out of it, but hey ho. But yeah, so I'm absolutely loving working on this one, and I think what I love about it is the fact that because you have, I'll show you like the first page. So because you have like definite like X's and squares, you know, so you've got the squares and X's inside, you really, really do have that separation of colour, which means that you don't have to think about it, because I do love doing variegated projects, but I sometimes feel like I have to use a lot of brain power to think about where my colours are sitting and how they're going to look together and things like that. So this kind of takes away that headspace that you need in order to make decisions. It's the decision making that I hate. I have to make too many decisions in my life, and yeah, I kind of get to the point where I don't really want to have to be making decisions with cross stitch as well. I just want to be able to stitch and know that like I've got the colours there and I already know what to do, rather than have to kind of finger my way through almost what I'm going to be doing and where stitches are going to be placed and things like that. So yeah, I love the fact that I switched it up, thank you Lindsay, to this beautiful fabric and beautiful floss. So that is really exciting, and it's not a humongous project, which is fab, so it means that it should get worked up pretty quick. And I did on that one, obviously I'm not working on Pattern Keeper because it's not on Pattern Keeper. So I did about, I want to say about 75 stitches. I might actually have done a bit more, but I've put down roughly 75 stitches, but I actually don't know. I have no idea what the actual stitch count is. Okay, so the next one I'm going to show you is Dahlia. And now this one didn't come up on WhipGo. This is one I just decided that I wanted to kind of work on because I absolutely love the colours and I love this piece of work, this piece of artwork. This is by Carol Cavalaris, and the artwork is by Heaven and Earth Designs. I do tend to stick with Heaven and Earth Designs. I mean, I did look at, I was watching a video. Who was I watching yesterday? Ellie Welly Stitcher? Something like that. And was it her? It might have been, because then I started look. Yeah, that was the only Flosstube I watched yesterday, and then I started looking at pain-free crafts, and there's not really anything on there that really kind of like wows me, and I really have to be wowed to buy something. I am staying off Heaven and Earth Designs at the moment because they've got a sale on, so I'm trying not to go anywhere near it, and you lot are not helping with all your beautiful purchases. So. Yeah, I'm trying to kind of stay clear of that one. I've got enough to be going with. Don't need to be buying any more. I certainly haven't got any money to buy any more right now. So did I have this last month to show you? I think I did, because I did a stitch with me, didn't I? So I'm stitching this on 20 count 1/1. Again, I love how the stitches sit next to each other perfectly. They just sit next to each other really, really beautifully, really tidy, and the coverage is good. I love it. So I'm doing this on 20 count 1/1. Oh, I did buy these clips as well, but they're obviously holding my work up, so I couldn't really show you. But yeah, so this is where you saw it last month. And this is where we are now. So I haven't done a huge amount. I was waiting a long time for the 782 colour because there is a lot of it. So I'm really looking forward to coming out of, you know, the browns. I think last time I just did those two. Then I've done these two, and then I'm kind of moved over. So this is where I am with this one. And I do love it. Absolutely love it. And yeah, like I said, I'm really looking forward to coming out of the corner where I can start using the yellows. It's beautiful, beautiful colours. Okay. I've got a really, really dry throat. You know that dry throat where you're just talking too much? I mean, I know that is an issue. That always used to be on my school report. Yes, Holly, Holly needs to pay more attention and talk less. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. That has been one of my issues all of my life, that I talk a lot, and I have the attention span of a gnat. Okay, so I did on Dahlia's 527 stitches. Yeah. Right, let me get rid of this big one by the side of me. This is Pink Peonies, one that I charted myself with Threadbare. Absolutely love this one, and it's a pattern that I've decided to do every Sunday, I think. So this is the pattern. It's absolutely gorgeous, really, really gorgeous. Again, I'm doing this on 20 counts 1/1, and I had this on, I do believe I had this on Full Coverage Fanatics this month, because I think the colour was pink for Full Coverage Fanatics. So this one came out for 500 stitches for Full Coverage Fanatics, and then I was working on it every Sunday. Now, or was it Monday? Okay, so interestingly, I didn't actually work on it any of those days. Maybe I was just having a bit of a mix-up, and instead of getting it out and putting it back in, because it's such a big project, I was trying to kind of squeeze as many days in as possible, and not put it back and bring it back out weekly. So almost using my days that I'd use for the week in days of the week, if that makes sense, so that I I didn't have to keep getting it out. But you know what, it's not too much of an issue. Doing this one on 20 count 1/1, I did 1,104 stitches this month. I'm loving the fact that I am really starting to work on this quite a lot, so that I can get some progress done. It is a massive, oh my goodness, it is a massive frame. So this is where you saw it last time. And this is where we are now. I might have to get off this one. There we are. Sorry about the light. Light is not amazing. So, let me just put this down a second. Okay. Right, where are we? So I worked along here. I'm just trying to kind of work along and then go down and then work along. And that is basically my plan for this one. Filling in all the gaps, which I seem to be doing really well at the moment, which is grand. But yeah, so this one is a lovely stitch. I love this because I love the colours. I mean, these are my favourite colours. Just gorgeous. So I do really enjoy working on this one. But it is quite a big project, really. I mean, it's a massive project. But yeah, so I did 1,104 stitches on it, and it's stitched on 20 count 1/1. I feel like I am whizzing through this like really quickly. I don't really know what's going on my camera, so bear with me 1 second. Okay, I have absolutely no idea what's going on with my camera. However, all I can hope is that I have a full video at the end of this, whether I've got segmented videos or not that I can put together. I just looked at my video and I was like, 11 minutes. I swear I've been here more than 11 minutes. So anyway, I just went back to what is kind of stored in videos. And I have another video that's 15 minutes before that. So that actually sounds right, like 20-25 minutes. Right. I think we're okay. I think we're okay. If I need to re-film this again, then I will. But at the moment, I think we're good. Okay, so that is Pink Peonies. So let me just tick these off so I know what I've done. So I know I've done Bountiful, I've done Rise of the Witches, I've done Pink Peonies, 1 down 3 across, Yellow Dahlia, Blue Rhapsody. Okay, right. So the next one I will show you is actually sat right beside me. This one is Resistance is Futile. It's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It came up on my Whip Go this month, and I used this one also for the free space. Excuse me. So I had to do 500 for the alternative reality on my Whip Go, and then 500 for the space, free space. So I had to do 1,000 stitches. On this one I did 1,096 stitches. I'm stitching this one on 18 count 2/1, and it is on a pretty big frame. Oh, big-ish. Which actually it is actually big because I know that I can't get everything in the frame. So this is where you saw it last month. And this is where we are now. So I actually, last month I worked on this sort of area here and in on her face. Now because I had to get a load of stitches in for this one, I actually worked in this area here, which was a lot more bulk stitching. So I was able to get more stitches in. So that's why I decided to do this area here. Now, you know, it doesn't really matter where you do it. It's all every single stitch is you know, a stitch close to the end. That is actually how big the whole entire project will be in full, which is beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous, lovely, lovely colours. The artwork is by Josephine Wall, and as I explained, it's a heaven and earth design. I absolutely love working on that one because it's, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love working on 20 count 1/1, but 18 count is so much easier for my eyes, even though I wear glasses, but I tend to kind of wear the readers. But yeah, I actually really do love working on that, and I've got a few projects that are on 18 count 2/1 because I just wanted to have a bigger project finish, bigger sort of size project when it's finished. So this is going to go, I think I said last month, it's going to go in my guest room, and yeah, I'm hoping at the end of the year when I do another whip parade, I'll have a pretty decent amount done on it, which is, you know, always good, isn't it? So 1096 stitches. Alternative reality is done. Okie dokie. Right, autumn. Now this one's interesting. For my whip go this month, I had to do 2 squares, and this is the project by the Drawn Thread. It's this project here. Absolutely love it. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Now I wanted, fabric wise, something similar to this. Now when I explained to you earlier that the fabric that I was using for the Blue Rhapsody is very similar, well actually is the same fabric as the one I'm using for autumn. I don't know how many stitches I've done on this one, but I actually have done quite a bit this month. I kind of got myself into a bit of a, I don't know, this has always been my nemesis because it's got lots of specialised stitches, and that's something that I really just do not feel comfortable with. And I guess it's just practice, isn't it? So I actually started working on this and really got involved and actually really enjoyed it. These are all the colours that these are NPIs, Dinky Dyes. So it was all, I've used all of the called for fabric, all of the called for threads with this project. No CXC thread in sight. It's actually really nice working with other thread. Makes a change. So I was supposed to do 2 squares. I had a few squares that I just needed to put some extra stitches in that I hadn't quite completed. I am doing this one on 32 count 1/2. This is where you saw it last month. Yeah, because I think it came up last month as well. And this is where I am now. So, as you can see, I think 2 would have taken me, hang on a minute, I think we've got issues here. Bear with 1 second, let me have a look at this. What have I done? Okay, right, so because this one here is, I haven't finished this square even though I've gone on to the others, but because this one has got lots of fiddly finicky bits and I wanted to actually get some decent stitching done on this one, I just went to sort of the next squares that have got a very few amount of specialised stitches, and then I'm going to come back to it. So I think I don't even know, where was I last time? I think I needed to finish the birds. I think that was done, and I think I just needed to do these 2. But I decided to do these 2 as well. And then I will come back to this one when I've got a bit more time. But, you know, so it is incomplete, but it will get completed. But how gorgeous is that? Don't you think that's beautiful? And on this fabric as well, it's absolutely lovely. I love this fabric. It's such a versatile fabric because it kind of goes with anything because it's like an off-white. It's absolutely lovely. I love it. Absolutely love it. In fact, I'm looking to do the whole of the seasons on this fabric, because I would like it all to be matching, which would be nice. Okay, so that's from the drawn thread. And look, you've got on the back this one here, which is lovely, and it's on a similar colour fabric, as you can see, so that might be a next purchase when I have a bit more money and kind of know what my life was doing right now, like when I know what my life is doing. I'm hoping to restart my arena in August, but we will see. I don't want to get excited in case it all kind of goes kaput again, but we'll see. It's all to do with money. It's just, everything is about money, isn't it? But yeah, and trying to do this all without a mortgage, and this is what some people, like people from home, are like, oh, how come you haven't you know, done this yet, and how come you haven't done that yet? And I'm trying to do everything without a mortgage, so it is quite difficult than having the money in the bank that you can go, right, oh, I need this done by this time, I need this done by this time, and you bring in all the contractors, they deal with all the you know, all of the what do you call it, supplies and everything that's needed, and you just sit back and watch. But it's not as simple as that. So yeah, unfortunately I have to kind of save the money first, and then I can bring in people and then pay them, and so everything's got to be done in stages, and it is frustrating. Believe me, it's frustrating for me as well, but it is what it is, and when it's done it will look amazing, and I'll be much better off financially because I won't have a massive mortgage hanging over my neck. I've got an itch. I feel like I've been bitten on my back. Right, okay, the next one I'm going to show you is Resistance is Futile. Now, funnily enough, it came up twice on my BitGo board, and also I had a free space, so I thought, you know what, it needs to be done anyway, I might as well smash out all of the stitches. So I think I had to do 1500, so it's 500, 500, 500. I did 1519 stitches. I am doing this on 28 count 2 over 2, and the fabric is Sparkly Snow, which is really beautiful. I'm using the colorway 917 CXE because this is a monochromatic. It's a long dog sampler, and it would be handy and helpful if I actually showed you what the project was. There we go. So Resistance is Futile, long dog sampler. It's kind of almost like a banded sampler. Really lovely. So yeah, it'll be really nice when it's done. Absolutely loving working on it. 28 count, 2 over 2. I have finished the last band, which is amazing. This is where you saw it last month. Or last time you saw it. And this is where we are now. So all of the bands are above. I think this is band 3 and this is band 4. So I've completed, where did I need, yeah, this side. So I've completed all of this side that I need is complete. And I have done this band here, which is lovely, that's new. And then I started on down here. So this is exciting, getting some movement on this, which is grand. I think I'm at like 40-something% on this. One thing I didn't write down is my percentage, but I will make sure that I write that down next. I knew there was something I forgot. I was like, I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting to tell everyone, and it's a percentage of what I've done. Anyway, so I think I've got to be up to halfway, if not just over halfway on this. I'm not 100% sure, but it won't take long. And I don't really know why I've got for some reason I've got 2 needle minders on that one, so one must have come unstuck from another project somewhere. So that is Resistance is Futile. And then I think my last one from this month that I worked on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I worked on 9 projects this month. Is Bountiful Bookshelf, which is one that I've been trying to get ahead with because it's driving me nuts that I don't feel like I'm making any progress on it. This one is chartered by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is a super size max colour. Artwork is by Josephine Moore. This is one I love. Really beautiful. And I have high hopes for this one, and I know exactly where it's going. I'm doing this one on 18 counts 2/1, and I am planning on making this a Monday stitch. So every Monday this is going to be stitched on. So my two biggest projects are going to be, I mean it's in the plan, are going to be stitched on weekly, so that I can try and get kind of claw back some stitching with it. So I did, this was also on my Whip Go board this month, 500 stitches, and I did 1,648. So I did my Whip Go, and then I've done extra for the weeks. So this is where it was last time you saw it. And this is where we are now. I have done a bit more in this area here. I think this is where most of the work has come. I'm literally just, I'm going on Pattern Keeper, and I'm writing down all the numbers that correlate to stitches that I still have to do in this. And then I'm literally just going down them, and any stitch number, like 748 for example, I will do all of 748 and then go on to the next one. And I might have 1 or 2 stitches in this area, but I'll get them done. And then I'm going to the next one, and that's what I'm doing. And you know, slowly but surely we're filling in the blanks, which is grand, because once I've filled in the blanks for this one, and I've done these 3 books, then I want to move on to the next book. I'm going to move Q-Snap right over here, so then we've got a really nice area that we can start fresh. And it's bizarre, because it is almost going to be like starting a new project, because yeah, every single book is going to be like starting new, which is nice. So, and you feel like I feel like there would be a sense of completion when I've done, you know, these 3 books and then I move on to the next one. But I am really enjoying it. It's big, it's 18 count 2/1, and like I said, it's max colour super size, which means that the detail is going to be there as well, which is grand. So I think that is everything for my stitching this month. Let's have a look at August. So this month for August is Whip Go number 18 and 24. So for my over 100,000 stitches, number 18 is Gobbler Farm, she says, and I'm sure I pulled it out, and if I didn't, I might need to go and get it. How did I not pull it out? I swear I pulled it out. Bear with me 1 second. Right, I have it. I literally been looking everywhere for it, and I didn't realise it was stuck behind my Whip Go boards. Oh my goodness me. So, Gobbler Farm. So it's come up on 1824. Where are we? 18. Okay, so, so it's come up twice this month. So 18 and 24 are both Gobbler Farm. 18 and 24. That one and that one. Both of those are Gobbler Farm. So that is this one here. This one is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Donna Gelsinger. Very autumnal one, this one. I love it. I'm stitching this on 20 counts 1/1, and I have to do 500 stitches for that one. 1,000 stitches. 500 twice, so 1,000 stitches for that one. Whilst I was looking for my Gobbler Farm, you can't see it, but he's brought his girlfriend with him. So I've got the Cardinal and his wife. They might have got married in the last few weeks, I don't know. And it's so cute because I've got like this ledge at the back of my RV. Oh, there he is, see? And I put all the food on the bottom, on top of that ledge. And she's sat on the ledge eating food at the moment. And every so often he'll feed her. He'll literally just take something in his mouth and he'll put it into her mouth, and I just think it's just so delightful. So cute. So where was I? Whip Go. 18 and 24. Okay, so that's my projects for over 100, does help if I put my microphone on as well, over 100,000 stitches. I swear, honestly, I feel like this video is a complete shambles this month. Okay, so under 100,000, 18 is Sweet Life and 24 is Grace Faces. So Sweet Life is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Its artwork is by Amy Stewart. This is part of a bigger project, which is A Stitch in Time, which I'm yet to start. I'm doing this one on 20 count 1/1. So I'll be working 500 stitches on that one and on this one, which is again a Heaven and Earth design. Artwork is by Josephine Waugh, and I'm like high 80s finished on this one percent wise. So this one shouldn't take too long. I'm hoping, and then, you know, we'll be done and dusted and finished, which should be good. So yeah. So that is anything that is under 100,000 stitches. And then my over 25%, 18 is Peacock Love, which is this one. It's a quick stitch by Josephine Waugh. And this is part of a bigger project, but I really like this one. I thought it could go, you know, in like a little photo frame and sit on a dresser somewhere. So that's why I chose this one. I'm stitching that one on 18 count 2/1. And then the final one that's on my whip go is Bookshelf, not a Bountiful Bookshelf, Bookshelf, which I haven't bought out for a while, which is this one here. And I actually have the project here to show you because it's in my project bag. This one is by New Dream Stitch. I bought this off Etsy. And this is kind of where I am at the moment. So it says I've got to do 500 stitches on this one, which would be really, really easy. I mean, I'm going to see if this time, if I can actually complete a book, another book. So like do this like book completion, because I really need to get a wiggle on this one. So far I've got one book done and almost finished this one. So what I might do is work on this one to get that one done. And then that's, that blue one and this one is complete, and see if there's like another book that I can get a wiggle on and finish, because that would be good as well. So yeah, that's where I am with that one, and I feel like I've been doing that one for years as well. So Bookshelf, the full coverage Fanatics this month for August is teal. Now, where did she put it? Oh my goodness. Where did you put it, Holes? No. No. Yes. Okay. So I thought for teal, this one would be a really good one, which is, zippers, man. Rise of the Witches, by Lisa Parker, because that's pretty much tealish, isn't it? I mean, definitely that's like a teal green. So I've gone for this one, full coverage, 500 stitches. So I'll be working on that one. I would also like to work on my dahlias, because it's quite easy to stitch on my dahlias. And if I've got any spare time, which I may have, I would like to get back on board with this one, because I haven't put any stitches in that one since, well, probably February time now, March time, something like that. And, you know, I really want to see that one grow as a project, because it's very beautiful. So yeah, that's basically what my plans are for this month. I'm going to see if I can beat my 7,730 stitches to 7,800. Now I know it's not big. I know it's not a big jump, but I'm trying to like up my stitches because I still don't feel like I'm getting anywhere, even though I know I am, you know, little by little, sort of slowly catch your monkey. That's what they say, isn't it? Well, that's what they say in England anyway. So yeah, I've got my book that I put all of my stitching. I've got super small writing, as you can tell. So every single day that I do stitching, I put in what my stitch count is. And then at the end here, I put how many stitches I've done for that particular project. But yeah, so that's everything, guys. That's everything for July. I'm looking forward to seeing you in August. Had a build out. If anyone's interested in like life update, great. If you're not, then that's kind of the end of the stitching, guys. But yesterday I had a build out to look at the barn to basically complete, because I've only got like literally a roof at the moment, and I have my arena which has been graded. So the plan is to get the arena done first, because I need to start bringing my horse back into work. My friends who boards with me, she wants to bring her horse back into work, and her horse has got ring bone, which is, if anyone is horsey, they'll know what ring bone is. If you're not, it's basically on the hoof. You've got a couple of joints, so you've got the coffin bone that goes into the hoof, it kind of gives it that kind of shape, and then there's two joints after that, and you've got like the pedal bone and the pastern bone, and then underneath you've got the navicular bone. But ring bone is basically between the pedal and the pastern bone. It's basically arthritis in that joint. So she had, because she came in really lame the other day, and I was like, that's not right. You know, she was proper lame, couldn't walk, was walking sideways, head was off. So I phoned Jess and I said, your horse looks very uncomfortable. She looked like she was in a lot of pain. She was very lame. She couldn't hardly walk. So anyway, long story short, got the vet out. She did some radiographs, and yeah, you can see that the ring bone over time has progressed. It's got slightly worse, so it looks like she's going to have her joints injected again with steroids to help with, you know, anything that's going on. So I was dealing with that, and because she wants to start bringing her horse back into work once the injections and everything has been done, and she's trotting up sound, and the vet says, yeah, you can carry on working her. She wants to be in the arena, which is understandable because it's a softer ground. So I really need to get the arena done, and I will post pictures as, you know, as the arena progresses. But it doesn't have to be regraded, but I think over, you know, for the last couple of months where nothing's happened with it, I think it just needs to have like a going over, and then we'll get all the drainage in and the aggregate, and then we'll get the surface on, and we'll be ready to go. We'll be cooking with gas. So the main plan for now is to get the arena done. So that's one thing. But yeah, so that's kind of like what I'm sort of working towards at the moment. Work with regards to sort of massage is kind of quieting down a bit, but I can imagine when we get the builders in to do the barn, I'm going to want to be involved with that. So, you know, I'll be project managing it. I want to help. Yeah, well, I would say help. I'm paying them a lot of money to do this barn, so when I say help, I'm not going to be doing it for them and then still paying them. I mean, like, you know, I can be an extra pair of hands if they need things held up and things like that. I don't mind doing that. You know, painting or staining wood, I'm happy doing that as well. So yeah, but that's the plan at the moment with business side. Personal wise, not really got much to report. Still can't go home because I'm landlocked, so I need to sort out my visa when I've got my barn up. But yeah, so just plodding along really, trying to stay cool. Air conditioning is really struggling big time. Trying to figure out something to do with my windows, because I've got windows all around and they are like furnaces. Like, the heat that comes off the windows is unbelievable. We've got single glazing, so it's just hot, and I can feel the heat just sat here. It's radiating. So I'm gonna go and make another cup of tea, because even though it's like 150,000 degrees in here, I still drink tea because I'm British. You can't take the England out of, you know, out of me. I still like a cup of tea, or a brew as they say in England, even though it's like 1,000 degrees outside. I'm a tea girl. And I certainly do like a cup of tea when I'm stitching. So I'm gonna get on that. I've got plans to start stitching my Gobbler Farm today and over the next couple of days, so I think that is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to call off and say goodbye. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed to my channel. Thank you to everyone who has been part of my stitchy journey. I really appreciate it. And to all of my new subscribers this month, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And it's really nice to see my subscribers go up monthly, and that it's just, yeah, every single time I go into YouTube and I see that I've got more subscribers, I love it, and it makes doing this all more than worthwhile. So yeah, you are doing me a massive favor by literally just hitting that subscribe button. So thank you so much. It's just, yeah, it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling because I'm literally just chatting crap, and I will see you next month in my next video. Hopefully I might have a little bit more to show you with regards to the arena, but who knows? Who knows? Anyway, I'll catch you later, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.